Here's the best way I've come across to get your players to start role-playing. Ask, how? That's it. Seems simple, but that one little question will get them thinking like their character, not their character sheet. A lot of the time, newer players, and even experienced ones, will default to asking for a role rather than describing what they want to do and having the DM choose a skill for them to attempt. Someone who's new to the game will ask to persuade the warden to release their friend, or intimidate him into letting them go, and leave it at that. There are definitely times where being vague is okay. You don't need 30 minutes of dramatic tension every time the fighter wants to buy an armor upgrade. But part of the fun of D&D is that no two parties will tackle any problem the same way, even if they're playing the same classes. Role-playing is how you decide what your character adds to the story, rather than any generic bard or druid. So ask them, how? Get them to describe what they specifically are doing to convince that warden to release their ally, or how exactly they'll try to scare him into complying. Get them thinking in terms of actions, not roles. And to be clear, this doesn't require them to talk in character if they aren't comfortable with it. Doing voices and crying at the table is fun, but it's not necessary to embody a character and make decisions as them, not yourself. You can do that in third person just fine. Here's an example. Say one of your players wants to ask a barkeep about a regular who the party suspects is a Rakshasa in disguise. Instead of talking to the guy, they ask you to roll persuasion. Rather than agree and get it over with, you ask how they intend to do that. And you can even give them some ideas. Do they try to flatter him, barter with an item they have, find a common interest to butter him up first? That's role-playing, and you'll be surprised how many scenarios can be improved just by having your players go one step beyond asking for a role. The story will start to feel a lot more like their own, rather than the DM just guiding things along. And sometimes, players who are reluctant to try speaking as their character will realize it's a lot easier to just say what they're thinking, rather than describing dialogue all the time. So if you enjoy that style of role-playing, they might eventually get on board too. One word of caution though, don't punish your players for trying. I don't have 18 charisma in real life, so I might not always have the perfect words to describe how charming my bard is, or what they say in any given moment. Some DMs will give their players disadvantage on persuasion or deception because they stumbled over their words, which I think is pretty unfair. I don't ask the barbarian to actually lift giant boulders, or the wizard to do real magic, so why does the sorcerer have to actually be a wordsmith? That doesn't mean they can never talk out of turn or say something rude that warrants disadvantage, but when they're earnestly trying to roleplay their suave character, the reward should be getting to use those sweet stats and abilities they chose to lift them up in the moment. And as a DM, it's fun helping them realize whatever vision they have for their character, rather than taking them down a peg. So next time you want to encourage your players to roleplay more and beg for roles less, just ask how. You might be surprised when it works. That's it for this one. I'd love to hear ways you've helped your players get into character in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like is always appreciated. And if you want to see more, you should subscribe to the Bard's College. I make videos all about D&D, DMing, and everything in between, so there's more to come. But for now, good luck, and remember, crit your players.